Let's hear it for the Democrats, the party that wants to increase taxes. We listen to all the talk show hosts on the radio and the programs that we hear on TV from particularly the Fox network. We hear Democrats referred as the tax and spend party. We hear them referred to as the cut and run party. But that's all right because it's coming from Republicans, people that believe in the Republican side. But if you take a closer look at the Republican side, there's a few issues there that I would worry about. When you're talking about tax and spend Democrats, let's talk about the charge crazy Republicans. They've run our national debt up to twice what it was in the early 1990s. Now, Republicans took over Congress in the early 90s, and they've been running Congress most of the time, and in the last almost 15 years, we've doubled the national debt from what it took our country 200 years to accumulate. So what it took the first 200 years to do, we turned around and doubled that thing in the last 12 to 15 years. And the difference between is that, Democrats, they have a tendency to want to ask for more money and charge more money to the taxpayer. It ain't something that you can refute and say, oh, it ain't true. And they've passed a lot of taxes onto the burden of the taxpayers. But by the same measure, the Republicans sort of did the same thing in a sneaky way. They increased the budget too, but they just didn't increase the tax dollar. They cut the tax dollar and turned around and just spent the money where they had it or not and increased the debt. I mean, China owns a big chunk of our debt right now, and along with Japan, and surprisingly, they're the third runner-up for owning a lot of the American debt is the Arabian countries over there, the oil-rich countries. They've got a large portion of our debt over there. And that just makes me feel real uncomfortable that Japan doesn't bother me a whole lot, but China and the Arab countries having that much manipulation on us is a concern to me.